So one of my favorite forms of photography is street photography. It's something that I've been doing for quite a while, and after you've been doing something for a while, you tend to develop your own styles on how to approach taking pictures on the street. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 tips, my personal tips on how to get, not to say really good pictures, but really pictures that you can be proud of on the street. We're currently in Pasar Seni. We're going to walk around and hopefully we get some good pictures. So let's go lah. Okay, the first thing I want to say about street photography is that it's very important that you define what street photography is to you. It's important that you are not constrained by what other people tell you. A lot of people will tell you that street photography is making sure that there is a person on the street, or street photography is candid portraiture, and some people will tell you that street photography is taking portraits on the street. And these are all not necessarily wrong, but these are definitions of other people. But it's important that before you start taking pictures, you define what your kind of street photography is so that you have fun shooting. There's no pressure to perform, it's really up to what you want to do. So on to the first tip. So the first tip I've taken, I've learned throughout the years, well, not really years lah. Try shooting in auto, or really shoot in auto. Like if shooting in manual helps you and you're fast enough, go ahead. Most of the time right now, I'm always shooting in AV or TV, because the last thing you want to do is have that decisive moment. You couldn't capture it because you were either too slow or your exposure is off because you were like, you're fiddling manually. So that's the last thing you want to do when you're taking streets. Street photography is one of those things where you really cannot get back the same moment regardless of whatever you do. The same person might never cross the street in the same way in another time. So you always say, when you want to take that picture, you always got to be ready, you always got to be decisive. And right now, cameras like, even the 5D Mark IV or like the M50 that we're currently using to shoot, its automatic mode is really usable. So really being able to quickly use your settings and trusting your camera will really help you take better pictures on the street. That's like a nice... So another thing that I'm also using in automatic mode is I'm also using automatic AF selection, because it's just much easier than using like single point AF. So the next tip is really to be patient and always keep shooting. The best advice that I've ever heard about street photography is that the majority of your pictures are shit. And I think that's true. Like every session that I go for, let's say I were to take like 100 pictures, chances are like 5 or 6 pictures will actually be usable. That's just the nature of street photography, like everything's very unexpected. You always got to be patient, and if you want good photos, you have to spend the time. You have to really like go out there, keep walking, going around, keep shooting non-stop, just waiting for that decisive moment, because you never know when that one random guy will suddenly like appear, and then you get like that one killer shot from your entire set. So just in addition to that point is that it's okay if your pictures aren't technically perfect. If sometimes it's blurry, or if it's a bit out of focus, or it's a little bit overexposed, that's fine. That's just the nature of it. When you try to be too perfect with street pictures, you end up becoming too obsessed with trying to get the perfect image, when you take away from the experience of having fun and really just going out there to shoot. Just like, it's more important that I don't know if you can go up there. Obviously, if it's for work, then that's a different story. But just have fun, relax, take your time to shoot. If like it doesn't turn out right, it doesn't turn out right, that's fine. What's this? Trying to get like the face of the cow, but he doesn't want to look here. You can try and like spy on the cow. I'm not so sure what it's for. I'm assuming to eat lah. Try going up. And a good tip is to be aware of your scene. So for example, in the first shot, I saw like the red plastic. So I'm going to just frame it out so so I don't see the real plastic. That way it's like a cleaner image. I have like a fear of heights, so it's really difficult for me to like take pictures here. For the shot, you gotta like do whatever you can. We're at like the 16th floor. He's like scared already. Boop. I'm not gonna touch it yet. So this is actually a good spot to talk about a third tip, which is what we call fishing. Not literally like fishing. I actually wanted to like find a market that sells fish, just to like have a pun, but then like we couldn't find any. So fishing is essentially what you do is you wait, you be patient at a one shot, and you frame up your shot, and you wait for something interesting to happen. So in this case for me, I'm going to wait for somebody to walk by, and I'm hopefully going to get the shot. So fishing is probably one of the best methods in street photography, because what you can do is you can at least guarantee that you get a good shot if you are patient enough. But it's also the most time consuming and sometimes the least fun, because like you have to wait, and sometimes waiting isn't like the most fun thing to do lah. Yeah. So I guess for the sake of this tutorial, because we're also running short on time, we're going to try and fake it and simulate it as if we were fishing for a very long time, in which we were like 30 minutes already. So I'm going to ask Ian to kind of like walk down the stairs over there, and then I'm just going to get him like, I'm just going to catch him as if he's one of the residents, because like one thing we noticed is that a lot of the residents use the elevator instead of the stairs, which makes perfect sense. I wouldn't want to walk down like 14 steps if I'm really old, and it seems here that like the demographic here is more of like the older population. So now we have escaped that place. The next tip I want to share with you, which was actually supposed to be our third, is overcoming your fear. The one thing about street photography is that it can be very daunting and it can be very scary at times, because when you're taking pictures on the street, sometimes there is a risk of you being sort of called out. But sometimes people might not like it and they might confront you. And so like, we want to try and avoid that as much as we can lah. But the most important thing is your attitude. If people do ask you and like they sort of confront you, just be polite with them, say like, hey, yeah, I'm doing this, I'm taking some pictures, and if they say they want it deleted, just delete it. It's better for you to just give in than to start a fight and potentially lose your like $1,000 camera, you know what I mean? Overcoming your fear is not something that's easy to do. It's all about practice and keep going on and doing, but there are a few things that you can do to avoid being, in a way, confronted lah. So the one thing I like to do is step to the side a bit. I like to pretend to take a picture at the top, and as I am kind of like bringing down to like pretend to like look at it, I take a picture of whoever my subject is. I'm going to show you so you can like spy on me from the top, from here, and I'll go and show you how I do it. So this tip really works when there are people that are a bit more conscious about what you're doing. So wait, there's somebody coming, I'm going to try this on here. It's like, you know, it kind of looks very pretending to review your image, but you're actually like taking a picture of somebody. Sneaky, but not really. So another tip that I like to do is when I see somebody walking to me, I pretend like I'm a tourist and I just keep my camera up. Even when they walk past me, I still shoot. I still keep my camera up even though I got them the shot. So it looks like, you know, they are not my focus. So like, yeah. There you go. I think just to summarize everything today, when we're going out to take street pictures, there can be different ways of going to actually, take these pictures. But I think the most important thing is we all need to realize that it doesn't have to be perfect. The whole idea of street photography is about imperfections. Hong Kong's kind of most prolific, in a way, photographer of his time was Wong Kar-wai, where he was very obsessed with the idea that Hong Kong is an imperfect place, yet it is perfect in its own way, and it only makes sense where you shoot imperfection with something that is imperfect, like film. People who really look at street photography as a professional job, and everything has to be like absolutely perfect, your exposure has to be perfect, all this kind of thing, yep, that's great. But I think the minute we let ourselves go, and we let ourselves go to the image, the process of taking the pictures, that's when we truly get pictures that are not just impactful, but something that you can be proud of. It's not a competition. In the end, when you're taking pictures on the street, it's about what you want to see. Contrary to what a lot of people think, the street is not really the focus. I think it's the photographer that's the focus, because it's he or she that shows you what he sees and what he or she wants you to see. So in the same way, when you are taking pictures, it's you, it's what you see on the street. There is no pressure to perform, there's no pressure to do something that's like incredibly amazing. It doesn't have to be groundbreaking, it just has to be something that you enjoy. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope this kind of helped you a bit. And if you're interested in going around and taking more pictures on the street, Candid is actually having the Canon Photo Marathon on the 20th of October. So do sign up for that, I'll be there. Do let me know if you're going and we can actually hang out. We can go and walk together, have some fun, take some pictures, and just meet new people and friends. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next video.